Hello, happy Thursday. Welcome to another broadcast about the yoga principles. And it's Thursday, so I like to do a post in my group about the spiritual thoughts and teachings that come from the yoga tradition. So to educate people and spread the word that yoga is not just a physical practice, but it is a fully rounded practice that is covering sort of the mindset and the psychology side, and really the journey to a more peaceful, happier, contented person, well-rounded, well-balanced person. So excuse my voice, I have got a cold, so I've got my water here. I'm drinking plenty of water, so drinking plenty of fluids, which is what you need to do when you've got a cold, as we all know. So hoping to get rid of it soon. I've had it for just under a week. So today's lesson, if you've been following these in the Facebook group, Find Your Inner Sparkle with Adele, then I've been covering the yamas, Y-A-M-A-S. And the first of the yamas was ahimsa, which was kindness and love, and it's all about non-harming of yourself with your thoughts. So all of these, you can take a shallow kind of view, an obvious view, and then you can obviously go deeper. So I'm just giving you a bit of an introduction to them, to be honest, but you can take these much deeper if you start delving into the scriptures and the meaning behind them. And then last week's was satya, so truthfulness. So that's very much close to my heart. Those two are very close to my heart because of the work that I'm doing in my Facebook group and in the YouTube channel, that I want to start putting more content out there that isn't just, oh, here's some physical yoga moves to help you loosen up your shoulder or loosen up your hip. They're great for your physical body, but we're obviously made up much more than a physical body. And most of the work that is needed for people really is on the inside, if truth be told. So last week's was satya, truthfulness, and the week before was ahimsa, non-harming. So my work is all about the finding your inner sparkle, so finding that love and that unconditional love for yourself, really finding who you are and your strengths and your talents and just tapping into that. And then the satya, the truthfulness, is the throat chakra. So the heart chakra and the throat chakra come together so that when we have found out who we are and we are not running away from that, and we're not sort of like feeling icky about that, and we feel really confident and really sort of passionate, and we've stirred up that passion and ignited that spark, find your inner sparkle, and we then go out like a little torch and we share it in the world, because we've all got our own talents and our own strengths and our own purposes, if you like, or qualities. We're all unique, and that's, for a reason. It would be really boring if we were all the same. So, own that and then talk about it and go out and tell people, and don't hide your light under a bushel. It's something that I've done for many years as somebody that was extremely shy as a child, and then I've struggled with and still struggle with anxiety and owning who I am and feeling that, trying to be who I think people want me to be. So a bit of a chameleon, adapting. Who I quite easily adapt myself and how I speak to fit in with whatever situation, scenario, and who I'm speaking to, which is a quality of kind, I suppose. But really, I kind of admire people more who just own who they are, and to hell with who they're talking to, that's them and that's it, like it or lump it. So those two we've already covered, so go back. I haven't done lives about those videos, but I have done a post. So today's is asteya, A-S-T-E-Y-A, and it means non-stealing. So it's a bit like a commandment on the face of it, which seems, like I said, there are some obvious translations to these, and there is some, deeper work underneath. So non-stealing, well, you might think, I've got that one ticked off. I don't go down the corner shop and rob, you know, a 4-pack of beer or a bottle of wine or a twirl. You know, that's quite easy. Or it might not be. That might be where your starting point is, to stop being what's the word? Can't think of the word now. When you can't help yourself from nicking stuff. So if that's where you are, then start there. Absolutely no judgment from me. There's probably a reason for it, you know, so this is what it's all about, this journey of self-discovery. But for most of us, we're not at that point. We kind of think, well, I don't really steal things. But if you think about it on a deeper level, it covers this yama covers things like jealousy, and I reckon we've all done that one. And even less strong than that, you know, coveting. How many of us are guilty of coveting the neighbour's new car, or the fact that they've just had a new fancy front door or something and yours needs a lick of paint, or a new extension. God, that's topical, isn't it? Everyone's been having those big fancy extensions, kitchen, family rooms and all that. And maybe you can't, maybe it's not the right time for you right now, you can't afford it, but you'd really like to have it. And so you get those feelings, and they're not very nice, are they? You know, if you feel a bit like jealous, or, you know, you're coveting what they've got. I mean, it could be somebody else's wife or partner or husband. So reflect on that. As one of the tools of my 50 Find Your Inner Sparkle tools is self-reflection. So all of these kind of overlap. And yoga is one of the tools, and the yamas is part of yoga. So also it might be cheating. It could be cheating in the sense of, you know, you cheating on your partner because, again, you've coveted something else, you've been jealous of something else. Or it could just be like you cheat at games and stuff like that because you can't stand losing, you know, the ego kicks in. It also covers the I will be happy when syndrome. So again, I don't think many of us have not had this, you know, I'm not happy right now because I haven't got X, Y, and Z, and when I have it, I'll be happy then. And guess what? You're not. You get there and then you want something else because it's like shiny object syndrome, sparkly object syndrome. You just see something else and then you go after that and then you go after that. So the whole, principle of yoga is to find contentment or santosha with what you have got, with who you are right now, and being content and happy with that. And I'm going to explain how you can get to that point, so don't worry. Okay, so try instead, if you find yourself resonating with those points, and don't worry if you do, I do, everybody does, and that's where the work is, that's where the magic is, accepting it and then looking at what you can do to help you move forward. So try instead being grateful for what you do have. So again, another one of the 50 tools in my program Find Your Inner Sparkle is gratitude, and it's to get in the habit of a gratitude practice. So I do mine in the morning when I'm cleaning my teeth, so that when I'm cleaning my teeth, if I've forgotten to do it, it kicks in and I think, oh, what am I grateful for today? And it's a really lovely way to start the day. So you find yourself, at first you'll find yourself just picking the obvious things, but you know, gratitude for your family and for your health and for the roof over your head and things like that. But you can find loads and loads of stuff to be grateful for. You know, the internet, the fact that you can watch these kind of broadcasts, all this free information. We're living in the age of information right now. The yoga practice, the gym, if you go to the gym, that you might find things about yourself that you're grateful for, you know, find things about your own personality or your own body. What's a body part that you love? Because you'll probably find yourself focusing on the one that you don't like more than the ones that you do like. So maybe you really love your hair and it's like nice and shiny and healthy, or maybe you've got nice nails, or maybe you've got great skin, or maybe you love your boobs or your bum or your, I don't know, your knees. So find something that you're grateful for and just keep going and just keep digging and have fun and play with it. And this will switch your focus from a place of stealing in terms of wishing you had that other person's, like wishing you had J-Lo's bum or Kim Kardashian's bum or whoever it might be. So if you don't like your bum, think about where you really like your eyes, or, you know, so if you're focusing on something that you don't like, switch it to something that you do, because I'm sure you do have things that you do like. Everyone must have something. So it's about staying in your own lane a little bit more. So when you find yourself having those human tendencies, which is to focus and stray on the negative, giving yourself a tool, one of the 50 tools in my toolbox, that you can start to build up and develop this resilience and this strength and this inner peace and happiness and contentment with your life as it is. It's also linked to the one of the other tools. Again, like I said, these all interlink, which is about abundance and law of attraction and that kind of thing. So just a word on that. If you're constantly finding yourself focusing on what you don't have, and you're focusing on lack, and you're focusing on being jealous of your friend or your boss or your neighbor, or somebody's more successful in business or their career than you, then you'll attract more of that. So if you're constantly focusing on what you don't have, the universe, I know this sounds a little bit woo-woo, but it's, you know, widely researched and documented. And if you haven't seen the movie The Secret, then do watch that. It is a game changer. Then you will just get more of it, because where your attention goes, energy flows. So if you keep focusing on lack, you'll just keep getting more. It's like putting something into Google. It doesn't understand that you're saying, I don't want that. You know, if you put in smoking and Google it, it's going to come up with loads of images of cigarettes and cigarette packets and people smoking, and you'd be like, oh, I didn't want that. Well, if you put in don't smoke, you'll still get everything to do with smoking. So instead, focus on what you do want. Focus on what makes you happy. Focus on what you have got. So just switch your focus and attention. Just start small, like if your morning cup of tea, or when you clean your teeth, or when you're in the shower. Getting some of that gratitude practice flowing will really change it. Make sure you're consistent and you do it every day. Oh, I sound really nasally. Excuse me. Where am I at? So also I wanted to just point out, because you might think, if I've just got to be focused on what I've got, and she's saying just be happy with where I am, well, what else is there to work towards then? Because, you know, you can't have goals and dreams, and that's not the case. Of course you can, but goals are brilliant, vision boards are brilliant. But I think it's just a word of caution, because when we have those goals and when we have those big dreams and we put things down on paper or on our vision boards, it can sometimes force us to concentrate on what we don't have, and we can keep looking at it and we can keep thinking, oh, I'm never going to get there. From where I am now to where I want to be, there's this massive gap. I'm never going to get there. And it can make you feel like shit. So what I'm saying is, have those, but be careful that you don't put. And another yoga principle is about attachment and non-attachment. That's part of the cliches. So don't be too attached to the outcome and to the result. So absolutely write your goals down, and that is one of my 50 tips as well. Having goals, having dreams, having vision boards is brilliant, but these are all needed together for a reason. So it's about not being attached. Does that make sense? So don't be attached to the results. So you do the work. So you put your goals out there and you take the steps and you do the work, and then you wash your hands of it, essentially, and you throw it open to the universe, and you say, do with it what you will. You know, do with it what is for the highest good of everybody, of all living beings, and not just myself. You know, it isn't just about you. This is a bigger picture that you fit into. So absolutely go after your passions and listen to your gut. Don't listen to the ego mind. Listen to your gut instinct, and then let it go. Excuse me again. Is anybody else suffering with this cold? It's since the kids went back to school. Everyone seems to have a cold in the house and a sore throat. And I promise you it's not COVID, although you can't catch COVID through the screen, I don't think. It isn't COVID. But it's a cold. It's a nasty cold. So just a couple more things on asteya. One is about not falling into the comparison trap. So that's another thing to watch out for. So again, similar to sort of like coveting and being jealous, if we fall into the comparison trap, we're kind of comparing ourselves to our friend down the road or our colleague, or, you know, you're looking at them and you're saying they're dead confident, or they're dead happy, or they've got loads of money or whatever. So you're comparing. So again, if you're constantly looking at them and thinking they're better than you because of X, Y, and Z, then you're never going to find that peace and happiness and contentment and confidence inside. So, you know, you don't know the full picture either. So you're comparing yourself to them and you're saying, I wish I was like them, I wish I was confident, but you have no idea of what's going on inside for them, or what it's took for them to get there. Or, you know, if you was to swap lives, you probably wouldn't like it, because then you'd be moaning about all the stuff that you don't like about their life. So again, the way to flip that, instead of looking at what they've got, it comes back to looking at what you've got. So just keeping in your own lane and looking at yourself and saying, you know, may not have X, but I've got Y. So again, the simple comparison about like the physical aesthetic thing about, if, you know, if you live next door to J-Lo and you'd be like, oh my God, she's so much prettier than me, or she's got like a better bum or whatever. I don't know why I keep talking about bums today. What you could do is pick out those 3 things that you love about you that she probably wishes she had, and believe it or not, she's got her own hang-ups just like everybody else. So you may not have that, but you completely rock in this way, because you love your teeth or your smile or your skin, or, you know, what we went through before. So this is brilliant. This is really good. This is one of my favorite lessons in yoga. Asteya is going to help move you from a place of dissatisfaction, a place of feeling not enough, a place of feeling lack, negativity, wanting, and it's going to move you into satisfaction, abundance, because you get more of what you think about, confidence, because you're going to be ticking off those things every day that you love about yourself, positivity, self-love, and it's going to tick all the boxes that I want to teach you guys about self-love, acceptance, confidence, and authentically then going out and sharing that. Because the more you be grateful for those things that you love about yourself, the more you're going to feel like you want to tell people, yeah, look, but I just love this and this about me. So a couple of things you can do as well, just to finish off with, use affirmations. This is one of my top few tips in my 50 toolbox. Find your inner sparkle toolbox. And affirmations you can use for this is, I am enough. So another one again is to wake up in the morning, and before your brain starts to flick into negativity, before you start to pick up your phone and flick through and see what everyone else has got on Facebook and that you've not got, go through your gratitude list and say your affirmations. I am enough. I am perfect just as I am. I am not a problem that needs to be solved. You know, you don't need to be anywhere else. You don't need to have all those things on your vision board to make you be happy right now. And that's the point. If you attach the condition to the things on your vision board that you're beavering away and you're only going to be happy when you get them, I promise you won't be happy when you get them. You'll just have a new vision board. So it's about being happy now, and it's not about chucking the vision board away, because you can absolutely put icing on your cake, you know, but if you've got a shit cake underneath because you really don't like yourself right now, and you really don't like all these things about you, and you wish you weren't you and you wish you was them instead, if you get all these things like the fancy kitchen or the new front door or the fancy car or 10 grand in your bank, once you get all those things, you are just putting the icing over the same shit cake, and you are not going to fix that. So start now and fix your inner self now. Start on this journey now. Do these things that I'm teaching you. Do them daily, do them consistently, and make it a bloody priority, because it really should be a priority for everybody. This self-care and self-love, especially at the moment in the tricky times that we're living in 2020 right now. Take a breath. So I've struggled to get all that out. I've kept you for 20 minutes. If you are liking what you are listening to and you're enjoying these videos and these posts and all this work that I'm putting into this, please like these posts, like the videos. Please share the link out to the group, to the Facebook group, share the link out to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and let's grow this movement and get more people practicing this self-love and the yoga practice and the journey to finding your inner sparkle. Thank you guys. Thank you very much for listening. Namaste. Bye for now.